Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my jungle, and welcome to the second part of my Hoya collection video. My name is Sam. If you've not been here before, it's so nice to have you, and I really hope you decide to stick around. To all my returning subscribers, you guys are the best, the OGs. I love you all, and thank you so much for deciding to stick around. So in this video, we are going to be picking up from part 1 of my Hoya collection. Honestly, there was just way too much. It was just too long. I rambled too long. So I had to break it up into 2 parts. I hope that's okay. So guys, let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. Let's go. This plant, oh my gosh, this plant is so dusty. Okay, so this guy was a lot larger, but I cut him like, I'm talking a couple good times, like a couple good chunks, and sent to friends this past spring. So he did put off this new vine here. I should probably tell you what he is. He is a Hoya Waiai. This plant is pretty cool. It's similar to the Hoya Kentiana. I believe this could even be a Kentiana, but I bought it as a Waiai. This Hoya has the elongated green bean style leaf shape. It's very cool, and given enough light, I get this, well, it's normally like a reddish color, but I think this guy is honestly getting so much light that it's almost turned like a blood red or a black. Yeah, he is sun-stressed, so he gets that really cool rim around his leaf. He's not a variegata. Look at this sun-stressed leaf. Isn't that cool? Since chopping him a bunch, he shot off this new vine. We got these new leaves here, we got this new leaf here, and he has a ton of aerial roots coming out this vine, which is really interesting and cool to see. A really interesting growth pattern, several vines here, but they're all bunched up together. So yeah, this is my Hoya Waiai. As I'm showing you guys my Hoyas, I'm kind of trying to inspect them at the same time just to make sure I don't see any more mealies, because I mean, I honestly am expecting to see more, for more to appear, because my Hoyas set so close together over there. This guy, again, very dusty. I'm sorry guys. Normally I clean my leaves for you guys, but I didn't have time this time. But this is, I believe I purchased this as a Hoya Chaperty Eye. The leaves are kind of succulent, but they're also furry. This guy does have several peduncles on him, right here and right here. So I'm really hoping that he does decide to bloom for me. I also have cut him several times and sent to friends. Most of my Hoyas are chopped up right now because I've done several swaps this year. So his new leaves are coming in kind of reddish too, which is really fun. He does have new growth points coming in right here. He has new growth points everywhere, honestly. But yeah, this is my Hoya Chaperty Eye. He's cute. I'll be a lot happier with him whenever he bushes out and kind of just grows. He's growing in just a really awkward way right now. So this guy here is my Hoya Crinkle 8. This is one of the first ones that I got, this Crinkle 8, and it was a very, very small cutting whenever I got it, and it has put off this new vine. It's shooting out 2 more vines actually off of this one, which is really cool. This plant and another one right here. This Hoya honestly never really grew at all for the first probably 8 months or so that I had it, and then I started using that orchid plant food mist on him, and he just decided to take off, and he's been growing like crazy ever since. This is one of them that I knocked 2 baby leaves off of when I was bringing him over here. So yeah, he's growing really well. I love the dips and the crinkles that he has in his leaf. He reminds me a little bit of Hoya Chelsea, but the leaves obviously aren't as round, but he's really cool and I really like him. And yeah, he probably needs up potted soon as well, but I honestly let my Hoyas stay pot bound as long as I can, and they seem to really like that. So Hoya Crinkle 8, here's his backside. Hello. Up next we have one of my favorites. So this is my awesome Hoya Oblivata. Hands down one of like my top 3 favorite Hoyas. And yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, he honestly speaks for himself with those giant round splash leaves. Ooh, my goodness. Just look at him. Look at this new leaf here. How, oh, so pretty. Yeah, I don't know. This is just a gorgeous plant. I am obsessed with how large the leaves are getting, honestly. It's so pretty. He's growing so fast. He's got so many new growth points on him at this point. He's just doing really well, guys, and I'm really keeping my fingers crossed for some peduncles, because if I could get my Hoya Abavada to bloom, I would probably freak out. Yes, isn't he beautiful? I know if you guys are Hoya lovers out there, I know that you love Hoya Abavada. I think we all do, honestly. They're not super expensive. They're not, you know, they're not outrageously priced. They're not hard to find. If I ever found them in store or in a nursery, you bet your butt I would pick every single one of them up, because they're just so beautiful. They look at this one, it looks like little Mickey Mouse ears. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. A favorite. I love him. How could you not love these giant circular shaped leaves? Oh, and the splashing, it's just like the icing on the cake. So pretty, y'all. Alright guys, so I did go ahead and just spray this one a little bit because it was super dusty. I just kind of misted it. So if you see water, that's why. But this is my smallest Hoya Crimson Queen. Look at that. So this plant has grown so much. It actually lives right here. This is a southern exposed window as well. It's just not the one that my other Hoyas live in. It gets full direct sun. Look at this new tendril here. It shot off. We have that really cute little pink leaf, and then we have these beautiful white variegated leaves. Look at this one. That's probably my favorite leaf on this entire plant. Isn't that beautiful? And then we have this leaf here with just that teeny bit of green going up the middle of the leaf. So cute. I do have a trellis in here, so this is a rather new vine, that's why it's not attached, but I probably will go ahead and attach this vine because my other queen is in a hanging basket and she's trelling, so I feel like I kind of want this one to be on a trellis and climb. But yeah, and then if you look right here, look how pretty. We have an entire vine full of those creamy white leaves. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that. And of course they're coming in pink. Y'all, look how pink that little leaf is. Isn't that the cutest? Yeah, the queen is definitely my favorite. Between the queen and the princess, I do love the princess as well, but the way that the variegation comes in on the queen, it's definitely my favorite. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. So this is my smallest crimson queen. Now beside me I have my crimson princess. This is the only crimson princess that I have, and I got this from Gabriella Plants. She's really cute. This is the side of the plant that faces the window, so this is the side that gets the direct sun. Obviously we can see all of the beautiful pink and cream colors. I love how these leaves come in pink and then fade to this beautiful cream color over time. It is such a pretty plant. This is just like a typical princess here. Very pretty still. And then if we look right here, this is the side that hangs off of the shelf. So this is the side that doesn't get as much light. It doesn't get any direct light. And as we can see, this part of the plant has turned into basically, that's a different vine. This part of the plant has turned into basically just your typical standard Hoya carnosa. So it's reverted back to green. Still very beautiful because I actually don't own a Hoya carnosa. So I may end up cutting this vine off and propagating and potting it up by itself and having a Hoya carnosa green. Still very pretty. But yeah, that's just what I love about the queen and the princess. Is there's so much variety in one plant and so many different things that can go on in the same pot. Yeah, that is my princess. This is my beautiful Hoya pubicalyx Splash. Look. I do have him trellised. Look how splashed. This plant is like insanely splashed. Like, oh my gosh. And the leaves on him are pretty large. I love this plant. I've had him since the beginning as well, and he was a lot smaller than this. He's grown so much, but I am just in love with the size and the splashing on his leaves. He's a very fast grower, a very easy Hoya. He has tons of new tendrils. I've also propagated and sent lots of pieces to friends of him. He does have this weird habit of growing in like clusters, like these strange clusters, so he kind of has to be trellised or else he just looks really weird and flops. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I love this plant. He definitely has taken a liking to this bamboo hoop trellis. He loves it. And yeah, he is awesome. Love him. Yes, I'm wearing something different. It's about a week later. My mommy duties were calling, so I had to pick up where I left off, but we're just gonna continue as if I'm not wearing something different and it's not dark outside. Up next, we have my Hoya Chaperty Eye, aka the string bean Hoya. So this guy literally looks like, his leaves literally look like string beans. It's kind of insane, and it's really cool. This plant does resemble Hoya Waiai and Kintiana quite a lot, but this one's leaves are a bit more elongated and a bit more skinny, a bit more string bean-like, I guess. To be honest with you, he has been living outside on my balcony all spring and summer, and he's just taken off like crazy, but I've recently had to bring him in because, you know, fall is here. His pot really needs to be upped. He's obviously too big for this little 3-inch planter or whatever it is. He has tons of new vines just growing and going everywhere. He's crazy. I definitely appreciate this guy's funk and spunk. He's just really cool, really funky, really interesting, and yeah, really easy. I can definitely tell you that this Hoya right here does not mind being underwatered, which I really appreciate, okay? And yeah, he's a really cool one. Not a whole lot to say about this guy, but I do love him, and yeah. Hoya Chaperty Eye, very cool. This right here is my Hoya of Fitness. If y'all seen me unbox this plant months and months and months ago, you're probably like, oh my god, it looks exactly the same. Actually, it's worse than it was. It's more sparse than it was when I unboxed it because it had a couple new leaves coming in when I unboxed it, and they fell off after it arrived due to shipping. Those of you that grow Hoya, I'm sure you can back me on this. If you even so much as look at new Hoya leaves the wrong way, they will drop them like that, and they're not even playing around about it. So this is another one that's gotten knocked off my shelf a couple times. It's attempted to put off new leaves so many times. So like basically at all of these notches, it's tried to put off 2 leaves all the way up, and it's trying to put off 2 more. Like it's just starting to put off 2 more. So I'm gonna try not to lose them. But it's gotten knocked off a couple times and those leaves were gone. But also it was in a terracotta pot as well. This is a thinner leafed Hoya, so I do believe it was drying out too fast, and that was also causing the new leaf drop. So I did up pot him to a ceramic planter, and I'm hoping that, you know, that helps him out a little bit. But I really like this Hoya because it's kind of a fuzzy leafed Hoya. It reminded me a little bit of the Peperomia incana, which I have back here and I love because it's fuzzy, the leaf shape, everything about it. This Hoya is another lime greenish Hoya in color, and it's a little bit fuzzy, and it has the potential to grow really large leaves as well, which we love. So I'm hopeful that this guy will be a large, beautiful plant one day, but for now, this is what we have. Wish me luck that the new pot stops the leaf drop. I've moved him somewhere where he can't be knocked off, thankfully, so that's not going to be an issue anymore. But yeah, this is my Hoya of Fitness. He's really cute. I still love him. He's a trooper for sure. Okay, this little cutie patootie is Hoya Fisheriana. I got this one as a teeny little like plug, guys, like itty bitty. It had a couple leaves and they were like this big. Yeah, Hoya Fisheriana. It's actually grown quite a lot, but as you can see, it has been through a lot. We have broken leaves, we have, you know, leaves with splits and cracks, and you name it, this plant has been through it, but I still love it nonetheless. This was also in a tiny 2-inch terracotta. It's been drying out way too fast, or I'm sure it would be a lot bigger by now because it's lost several new leaves as well. Recently up-potted him into this ceramic planter, a larger planter. I feel like he's gonna do so much better in here. But the larger leaves are the newer leaves. So this is a large leaf Hoya as well. And hopefully now that I've up-potted him into ceramic planter and a little bit more appropriate size planter, I'm hoping that I'll get even larger leaves. So we will see. But I absolutely love this lime green leaves. Once again, beautiful veination. I love it. Okay, we have a newbie here. So I've only had this plant for about 2 weeks now. I unboxed him with you guys. This was a Facebook buy-sell trade group buy. Yeah. This is Hoya IML, let me make sure, 1398. Yeah, I can't ever remember that. Hoya IML 1398. So, this Hoya is like so dreamy, guys. So dreamy. It has the most beautiful ruffled leaves. It has beautiful veination. I mean, obviously it's a little baby. I have this living over in my humidity box for the time being until we get some new growth, because I'm just not sure how much humidity this particular Hoya actually requires or prefers, and I really want to see some new growth. But yeah, it's beautiful, and I'm really stoked to add this to my collection. It has really pretty white flecking on the leaves and ruffled leaves. Like, what? Like, what more could you ask for in a Hoya? With this Hoya, if you've seen that unboxing, I also got another one. And this one's actually one that I've wanted for so long. Ever since I first started collecting Hoyas, when I first laid my eyes on this plant, I was like, oh my god, it's like my top wish list Hoya, okay? And this is Hoya Fisheriana. Oh, look at that, guys. Again with the ruffled leaf, incredible. But not only that, look at the veins in these leaves. So there's a few different forms of the Fisheriana from my understanding, and this is the narrow leaf form. So it's long and narrow. I believe there's a short and stubby variety as well, which I would love to have, and hopefully I will one day. But for now, I am over the moon with this guy. He has not been in an enclosed space. He's just been sitting out in the open with the rest of my Hoyas, and so far he seems to be doing really well. If I don't notice some new growth in a timely manner, I guess, a timely fashion, then I will probably put him in a cloche or maybe my humidity box. We will see. I'm just so freaking excited to finally have this Hoya. I can't even like express to you with words how happy I really am for this, guys. Everything I could have asked for. Yeah. So I don't know how long it's going to be before I notice some new growth, but I'm getting some of my famous orchid plant food mist, and I'm going to be misting him and all of the rest of my Hoyas as well. So we will see. But yeah, my Hoya Fisheriana, I can't believe I'm even saying that. Like, I even own this plant, but he's perfect. My star child right now, so that's just what it is. Don't tell the others. Do you guys love him? I love him. Okay, I could go on all night about this plant. I'm not even joking. This gorgeous specimen of a plant, forgive me for butchering the name, but is Hoya Gonsis. Hoya Gonsis, something like that. And oh my lord, this one has been with me since the beginning of my Hoya journey. I think he was like the second or third Hoya that I got. He did have another vine coming off here that I chopped to send to a friend. This is obviously a very large leafed Hoya. Just look at these leaves, guys. Oh my gosh, look at that. And the new leaves are like, when I got it, you know, it had like this size, these size leaves right here, which are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but all of his new leaves are like more like this size, and it's just so exciting. And since I cut him, he shot off this crazy long tendril here with all these crazy aerial roots going up and down it. So hopefully some of these turn into new leaves here soon. That'll be really exciting. This was a newer leaf here, which is a little bit curled. Probably got too thirsty while it was putting that leaf off. And then this was a newer leaf here as well. He's so beautiful. Oh, I truly love this plant. And an interesting fact about this plant, if we take a look at these stems here, we can see that they're very woody. And from my understanding, a woody stem like this on a Hoya indicates that it came from a very old mother plant. So this guy's mama is probably very old and has a lot of history with it. So I think that's just really interesting and really exciting, and I don't know, it just makes me feel some type of way about it. It makes me just kind of cherish this plant a little bit more, knowing that it's probably been around for a really long time and I now have a piece of it in my home. I just think that's so unique and fun. I don't know, it's fun. Like I said, I adore this guy. Look at the veins on the leaves, again with the veins. As if you guys can't already tell that I'm obsessed with large leaves and veins. Okay, we know, Samantha. But this guy has it. So yeah, one of my favorites for sure, hands down, this guy. This is my Hoya Carry Eye here. I did have two of these. The other one was about the same size. It was a little bit more full though, and I actually sent that in the spring or the beginning of summer, I can't remember, to Pam from Pam's Planty Things, because I didn't need to, you know, I just didn't need to. It's a nice Hoya and everything, but it's not my favorite, believe it or not. I know a lot of people really like these heart-shaped leaves. I'm a heart-shaped leaf girl, just kind of not this one, not much. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, but it's just not my favorite Hoya, so, you know. I've had this guy, I got it at the beginning of my collecting as well. I think I got it late spring 2019, and they were pretty small. This also had another vine that was shooting off with more leaves, and I sent that in a swap last year, I believe. So yeah, this is his newest leaves here. This one looks more like an oval abovada or something, I don't know. And then look at this one. That one's funky as hell. What is that? This plant is just funky in general. It kind of just grows however it wants to. So I gave it this trellis here, and we'll see what comes of it. This is my Hoya Carry Eye, and we had an incident here, obviously, but that's okay. All right, so this is my Hoya Macrophyllavaragata. This is actually two different plants. So one of them is a plant that I had, and the other is a plant from my friend Sarah. So I recently potted them up together, and I love how it looks. Put in this bamboo trellis, and yeah, just waiting to see what happens basically. So I put one on this side and one on this side. I just love it. So these leaves down here inside the pot are the largest, definitely. I absolutely love how the new leaves come in with this really beautiful pink outline around the leaves, and then, you know, they fade to the cream color. I think this is a really interesting Hoya. I would seriously love to have the regular green variety. I think it's beautiful, and it seems to be more uncommon and harder to find than the variegata. So what do you know? The leaves on this guy can get massive as well. Up here's his newest growth. Look how pretty. Look at all the colors going on this. So we have the pink outline, and then there's like white right in between the pink and the green, and then if you look right here, we have like a lime green going around the edge of the leaf there. So very cool, very beautiful Hoya. I think everybody probably loves this Hoya, but I could be wrong. If you don't like it, feel free to drop your opinion down below. And we do have a new vine that has shot off right here, so that's super exciting. I'm just really enjoying watching these babes grow. I'm saying these because there is two. Get you one. That is my Hoya Macrophyllavaragata. Okay, I think we're down to the last two finally. Okay, this one's gonna be hard to show you because she is wild. Oh my gosh. I think I've recently regendered her. I think I used to call her a he. So this is my largest Hoya australis. Oh my goodness, she's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say about her. Look at her. Look at all of these tendrils going crazy. This is her longest vine, and I think it's about 3.5 feet long. She would probably do well if I were to give her a trellis or something to climb, but I mean, to be honest, guys, I really am enjoying this wild, crazy, sporadic thing that she has going on. I don't know, I kind of want her to trail instead of climb. So, oh look! Okay, so there's tons of new tendrils, new vines coming up out of the pot. And look how cute this one is with the new baby leaves. I don't want to touch them and knock them off, but there's two little red, adorable baby leaves on that new vine coming in right there. Very cute. Definitely one of my fastest growing Hoyas for sure. It honestly never stops growing. Thirsty girl as well. This one seems to be very thirsty. I don't get a lot of damage or, you know, yellowing leaves by underwatering, but if a Hoya is putting off new leaves and you go too long without watering, that's one thing I have noticed. The new leaves may curl like this and become stunted and not really get any larger. So though Hoyas don't really turn yellow and drop their leaves as much as a lot of other plants when they're underwatered. That is something that I've noticed that does happen to the new growth, which is unfortunate. I mean, nobody really cares with this plant because she has so much growth and so many leaves. Like, I'm not really gonna notice if a leaf or two gets stunted like this. Not really a huge deal, but for, you know, a lot of these other Hoyas, it kind of is a big deal when you've waited and waited for new leaves, you know, and then you screw it up by underwatering and getting a deformed or stunted leaf. But anyways, yeah, this is my big girl, Hoya australis. I showed you my smaller one already with the lime green leaves. I actually think these are two different varieties. I'm not sure which is which, but I do believe between this one and my lime green australis with the pink sunstress, I do believe there's a difference in the variety of australis that they are. If anyone knows, feel free to inform me because I'm interested to know. But yeah, my Hoya australis, my funky, crazy, sporadic girl. If you want a fast growing Hoya, get you an australis. We are down to the last and final, also largest Hoya in my collection. And that is going to be my largest Hoya Crimson Queen, if I can get her untangled from my mic. So I have one in a 4-inch pot, or no, I have one in a 6-inch pot, and then I have this girl, which is in a 10-inch pot, I believe, 10 or 8. She could probably use an up pot as well, but she's doing fine, so why fix what isn't broken, right? This plant is absolutely beautiful. She hangs over in my Hoya shelf window, getting southern light, absolutely loves it. We have a couple actually solid white vines coming off. They are pink whenever they come in and they fade to the beautiful creamy white color. The white leaves with the pink stems is just to die for. I absolutely love it. I feel like there's just so much going on with this Hoya. You look on that side and there's like a ton of white. We turn to this side and we have like these massive, for a carnosa variety, I mean, these leaves are pretty big. Like, are they not? Then on this side, we just have green leaves with a white outline. And then if we turn it to this side, we have more variegated leaves. They look like they're painted, I guess you could say. Like, look how beautiful that one is. So pretty. I don't know. You can't go wrong with a good queen. Honestly, you're gonna get so many different things going on in one plant, so many different patterns. It's beautiful. Some of the stems are pinks. I just love this plant. I love her. And she's starting to wrap her vines up around the top of the hanger here. She's gorgeous. This side has more length to it, and then this side has more fullness to it. Oof. Look at this pink one, so stinking cute. Ooh, look at this one too. I'm like, that's one thing about this particular plant. I'm always just like finding new leaves that I'm like, ooh, look at this. It's just like never ending. It's so fun. That is it, guys. That's gonna wrap it up for my Hoya collection. I'm really not sure how many I have. Again, just like with my philodendron collection, I haven't counted. I honestly have no idea. I should probably count though, because I would like to know. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini series, I guess, part 1 and part 2 of my Hoya collection. Tell me which ones were your favorite down in the comments. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come over this next year, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys!